You took yourself out of hell, not by running away from life, but by finally refusing to betray yourself. There came a moment when your spirit became exhausted. Exhausted from being available to people who only reached for you when they needed something. Exhausted from showing love, loyalty, support, and patience while receiving disrespect in return. You gave people your energy, your time, your presence, and your wisdom, and many of them treated it as though it had no value. They expected access to you without accountability. They expected your kindness to remain permanent, even while they dishonored you behind closed doors. But eventually, something inside you changed. You realized that continuing to tolerate mistreatment was slowly destroying your peace, and so you made a difficult decision. You chose to walk away, not because you hated anyone, but because your soul could no longer survive inside environments that were draining you. Proverbs 4, verse 23 reminds us, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. You finally began protecting your heart. You stopped begging for respect. You stopped chasing people. You stopped over explaining yourself. And the moment that you did, your healing began. Quietly and slowly, but powerfully. You started listening to God more carefully. You became more aware of that inner conviction guiding you away from chaos and towards peace. And although the healing process felt difficult, it was far it was far quicker than remaining stuck in cycles that were destroying you, because pain stretches time, but healing restores it. You began rebuilding yourself from the inside out. Your mindset changed, your standards changed, your habits changed, and eventually your entire life began to change. Isaiah 43, verses 18 and 19 reminds us, do not remember the former things. Behold, I will do a new thing. God began doing a new thing in your life the moment that you stopped returning to what was breaking you. You took yourself out of environments that were suffocating your spirit. You stopped entertaining people who only valued your usefulness. And for the first time in a long time, you allowed yourself to breathe. And now your peace feels unfamiliar to people who benefited from your exhaustion. Your growth feels distant to your growth feels distant to those who only knew the version of you that tolerated everything. But you are no longer that person. You survived what was trying to destroy you, and now you move differently. Not from bitterness, but from wisdom. Not from pride, but from healing. You took yourself out of hell the moment that you realized you no longer had to stay. A man once lived beside a burning field. For years, he tried putting out the flames while everyone around him kept throwing more fire into the grass. They blamed the smoke on him. They mocked him for being tired, and whenever he rested, they demanded more from him. One day, the man stopped fighting fires that others created. He gathered his belongings and walked toward higher ground. At first, the silence felt strange, but after some time, he realized something remarkable. For the first time in years, he could breathe clearly. The fire had not followed him, because the fire was never inside him. It was the environment that he refused to leave. The lesson? Healing often begins with separation. Not every battle is meant to be fought forever. Some environments only survive because you keep sacrificing your peace to remain there. The moment that you choose your self respect, boundaries, and align with God, everything begins to change. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is finally walking away from what has been hurting you all along. That's it.